Welcome back to the channel where we build a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Now, yesterday we got our geckos resetting correctly upon us cleansing them. Hey, yo, what's up, Akabob? So we can cleanse them, we can come back, and they're actually reset. So today we're going to be working on... Now we do have... You know, they can collide with us, but look, they push us off screen and then they just mob us. So we need to fix that so that we can't go off screen, and as well as so that we can't knock them off screen, because right now what we can do is lure them down here and then just knock them, and then they shouldn't be able to go off screen like that. And then there's actually, one thing I just noticed is, like, look at how he's off, he's half off right there. And then when I initiate this transition, he gets cut in half instead of rendering his whole body. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that short of pulling them out of the map and putting them into the scene. Because we didn't have that problem when it was still in the scene, so I don't know. What happened? Did you lose? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Here, let me see. What is the... Is it money? Money add? What is it? I'm forgetting what it is. I know I've got a button here that does it. Currency add. Okay. Here, so I'm going to say currency add 500, aka Bob 56. That's for being a true homie. Oh, I gotta do it different. Hold on. Currency add. What is it? Currency add, aka Bob 500. Okay. Currency add, aka Bob 500. Cool. Okay. Yeah. The only catch with that is you gotta slots that 500 right now. Here, I'll give K-Tronics 500 to bet right now too. Currency add K-Tronics 500. Yo, K-Tron, you gotta bet. You gotta slots all that. I mean, if you don't, we'll just ban you from the channel. No biggie. But I give you the 500 so that you guys can slots it up at the beginning of the stream. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh shit! You lost again, aka Bob. God damn it! Come on, K-Tron. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck. Shit. Okay. Well, I'll give you guys another 500 here soon, but let's get started so the YouTube peeps aren't getting mad at us. So yeah, our entities are getting cut off if they're half off the screen here by the time we transition. So if we look at the gecko, if we knock geckos kind of into that halfway mark and transition, they get cut off there. So we got to... That's something I didn't know we needed to fix. So we'll have to add it to our bug notes. So we'll go ahead and we'll add it here, and we'll say prevent geckos from being cut off. And I think what we might have to do for that, because I think what's happening is that we've got a little square or a little rectangle area down here that we're not rendering a map. And yeah, see, like we render us okay, but I think what's happening is, like, they exist in this spot down here, but as far as our map is concerned, our map only goes up to here. So I feel like if we somehow add to our map that that it extends a little past that, we might be able to get that rendering without having to put them in the scene instead of inside of the map. But the big things we're going to be working on today is going to be we're going to prevent us from being knocked off screen and prevent the geckos from being knocked off screen when we hit them or do whatever. So the other thing we got to do is watch how he'll push me into this wall here, and then he keeps pushing and keeps pushing and keeps pushing. Now, if we imagine that my entity couldn't get knocked off, what would happen there is he would collide, it would knock me back, but then since I'm past the boundary, it would reset my boundary. But the gecko doesn't have anything like that. So he would keep walking forward. So what we need to do is reset our gecko's position upon an entity collision so that it's not walking through us, essentially. So every time we collide, he backs up. But then again, he's still walking to the right, and he'd be flashing at that point. So during that period of immunity for that flashing, I think he might be able to walk through us, but maybe we can figure that out. So let's see here. I would think that in our entity class, we would, and I'm curious, I think in our, I know we're limiting our player's X and Y position if we're at a certain map, right? So like, see how we're limiting our position up here because there's no map above us. So we are actually getting, clamped there, but we need to get clamped. Anytime we get knocked off, we need to clamp our position to those boundaries. So that's going to be what we're figuring out. Now, where is that logic for our player? If we had good notes, we'd be able to just search it, but we don't have very good notes. So we're going to have to figure out where we put it. Let's check our scene. And then this is my first stream testing again, or testing with this new mic instead of the lavalier. It probably sounds better. I don't know if it sounds noticeably better, but it is like one more thing I need to kind of keep in mind when I'm streaming. So I don't know if I like it. It's kind of like sitting on my desk here in front of my face. So I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to listen to this stream once I finish it and see if I think the quality is worth it. But here, I'll give you guys some stars to play with. I really don't know where our bounding box, or out of what is it called? Out of bounds would be. Maybe, yeah, I don't think it'd be in our walk state. That wouldn't make any sense. Oh man. I was up till like 1:30, 1:40 editing videos last night, and then I had to wake up at 6:30 to go hopefully finish them and export them, and then that didn't happen, so I'm running on some fumes here. Which is probably why I'm having such a hard time finding what I'm looking for. I mean, if it's not in the player update, it would have to be in the entity update, right? Or where are we doing our walking for our player? We're doing that here in our scene for, well, that's for our input list. Okay, so I think this is it. Now, what I don't know is where we're doing it for the map borders, because those are the values that we need to mimic. So I think this is where we'll say limit boundary here, so that we can come back and find this very easily. It's in our entity walk state. But see, we don't necessarily want it just there. I think we want it in our entity class, because we could be an idle and get hit and still be an idle and still need to lock our boundaries. So I think we might need to switch that up. But I'm going to look for... what do we call it? I think in our constants we've got it named something like boundary or bottom buffer, maybe? Okay, here we go. This is it. Okay, so it's called edge buffer. Edge buffer for the sides. I guess that's a bad name for it. It should be called left edge or side edge buffer versus top edge buffer. So maybe we change those things. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we need to do. So this is in our player class. Transition event triggers. Okay, yeah. So if we're transitioning based on if a keyboard is down and our position is equal to or greater than this stuff, that means if by the next frame that your thing is held down, it would be past that border, we'd go ahead and initiate that transition. So I think we want to try to limit it here, and we don't want to limit. So we had in our entity walk state, this is our top boundary stuff. We don't, I feel like we want to do this, shit. I feel like we want to go ahead and update our entity based on our state, but we also want to limit our X and Y position of our entities to be within that boundary. So I guess the question is, are we updating our entity first? Or when we update our entity, is it updating our state machine first or our entity itself first? I don't know, because our entity update defers to our state machine, does it not? Let's see. It's actually in our map. Okay, so yeah, we just do update. And then if we take a look at what's in entity update, it is deferring all these updates to our state machine. So if we go to our entity class, and we go look at the update, it's basically, well, I don't know, I guess it is doing a bunch of different things. So I think we do want it here. So let's add our boundary here. We'll do it after we update our position, because if we go out of bounds, we want to set it to become inbounds. So we're going to set it here. Now, let's say that we've got a top limit or top boundary, left boundary, Okay. So we'll do it here in our entity class. So let's go to our walk state. Instead of putting it in our walk state, we do go ahead and update our Y position, but we want to clamp it if we're in... Yeah, we don't want to do it just in the walk state. So it feels a little weird to do it also in the entity class, but I think ultimately it makes sense. So I'm just going to yank all this. We're going to yank it, and then we're going to go back here, and we're going to put it, and then we're going to... This is our... This isn't it. This isn't it. Hold on a sec. Shit. Okay. Yeah, we want to go to our entity walk state. This isn't it. It's... Because we're not... This isn't where we're doing our bottom buffer, edge buffer crap. So, like... Where was that? That was in our player class. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll yank this stuff. And we'll go put this into our entity class right here. So we want these limits. So the right boundary is going to be the virtual width plus our edge buffer player. We'll give these better names before we change this so we can have better names here. So then our left boundary is going to be our minus edge buffer. Edge is a bad term because edge could be top edge or bottom edge. But then up is minus edge. Wait, hold on a sec. Edge buffer player. Okay. So yeah, we just want to make sure that we get the negative here. Okay. Okay, up is the same, minus edge buffer player. So that's our top boundary. And then our bottom boundary is a screen height limit plus our bottom buffer. So that is screen height limit plus our bottom buffer. Okay, so what we'll do is we will delete this stuff out. For right now, I'll comment this out so we don't end up just crashing. We'll see if we broke anything immediately, and we did. What the fuck? What line? What line? We didn't. I think we need this and outside here. Really? Dude, what did we do? What did we do? Oh, this is bad. Dude, what are you doing? We're just missing an end, but we didn't take it out. It doesn't say that we took it out. Okay, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. We're just gonna get stash. Actually, I do have new notes in here. Fuck. Let me see. Okay, so all that, okay, that's what we messed up. Okay. My bad. Yeah, I'm a little off it today. Gosh, 24 minutes in, we haven't done anything. Let's go undo. These are the values we want, and we want them in what? Our entity class right here. Okay, so the problem was all of this was our busted code that we didn't need, so we need to do this over again real quick. Right boundary is going to be our virtual width plus our edge buffer player. Yeah, terrible name. Bottom boundary is going to be... Actually, let's get our left and up is the same, and it's minus edge buffer. Okay, and then our bottom boundary is going to be the screen height limit plus bottom buffer. Cool, so we'll delete this out of it. We'll comment this out, and we shouldn't be crashing anymore. Cool. Okay, so we haven't done anything just yet. We need to limit our player, but what I want to do is change these names. So edge buffer is going to be left edge buffer. All right, we can call it side edge buffer because they're the same. So let's do a edge buffer search here. It looks like it's an... Okay, this is weird. We don't have an edge buffer. We've only got an edge buffer player, so I must have Yeah, I must have looked at this. Yeah, it's edge buffer player. That was my bad. Okay. So we'll go to our constants. We'll find our edge buffer. Now this is going to be, we're going to call this side edge buffer player. Gosh, that just sounds awful. But at least we know that that's a side and not like a top. So it might help us find stuff in the future. So side edge buffer player. So what I'm going to do here is just highlight every edge buffer player. So we go substitute all our edge buffer player, and actually we just want side edge buffer player, so we can say side edge buffer player, like that. Now we can search again for a edge buffer player and make sure there's no... There is in here. Oh. Okay, so this is something I've been wanting to figure out. Our grep search string doesn't refresh when we change files. So like our edge buffer values are still showing up here. like this, that's already changed. We already changed this file, but it's not updating. So I want to figure out a better way to do that, or a better way to reload it somehow so that we can do that. Or maybe it's just, I know we've got, hold on a sec. I know, let me detach real quick. I'm gonna go into my config files here so that I can look at what my fuzzy finder shortcut is. I don't remember that. So we're gonna go here into our config neovim, and we're gonna go into our sets, into our remaps. And you know what? It's actually using telescope, so it's in our plugins. It looks like it's PS for a find. Oh no, I have it FF for find files. I should know that. Finding focus, FF, find files. Cool. So let's get out of here. We could also search a Git repo, which is cool. Okay, so let's do our FF, and we'll do edge buffer. Why? Why would this not show up? It says it's got 66 files. I don't know why this... Today is a weird day. Today is a weird day. See, we've gotta get... Let me see. Okay, our problem, we literally didn't save it, so that was my bad. I'm just awful. Okay. I was looking at the March recap of my channel, and in March I streamed 2 days and 9 hours, I think. Which is wild when you think about it in days I spent streaming in March. That's pretty wild. But then, you know, I streamed almost every day for up to 2 hours, so that's quite a bit. Yeah, that makes sense. Just weird when you think about it like that, or when it tells you the number, you're like, what? 2 whole days? That's freaking wild. Okay, so we still haven't done anything, and now our edge buffer player is messing up. Okay, this is a side edge buffer player. Okay, so we've got side edge buffer player renamed, and then we want to go rename our other one, which is collision buffer, bottom buffer. I don't like any of those names, to be honest. Okay, so let's finally do this. we want to check if our entity is outside of the boundary limit, right? So what we want to do is say if our entity's X position, and this is going to be, let's do for the top first. We're going to say if our entity's Y position is smaller than or equal to the negative side edge buffer player. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, but that's what it is. If our Y is smaller than that, then we're going to set our Y. And actually what we could do, we could just, yeah, let's do that. If our Y is smaller than that, then we're going to set our Y to be equal to the minus side edge buffer player. So let's just see if we get that top boundary limit here. Now we do need this still. Oh lordy. Player walk state has got an edge buffer player. Yeah, part of me thinks we shouldn't have even changed this, man. So we can't walk up there. Can we get knocked up there? No, we cannot. Okay, so we've got our top edge locked in there. That's good. But see how our geckos are still walking right through us. So we do need to reposition them so that they're no longer colliding if they're colliding with our player. Because they shouldn't be able to just walk up through us and keep bullying us. If they yeah. So we got to reset their positions, but let's finish doing our boundaries here. So our right boundary is going to be if our entity X is greater than or equal to this virtual width plus our edge. It's actually a side edge buffer player. I don't like that. And we just changed it to that. So maybe we change it again because that's terrible. But then we would set our X to be equal to this value. Now, we won't transition a scene unless the direction is held and our value is equal to that. So if we get knocked into the side, that would trigger transition. We won't transition it unless we happen to be holding down the key that corresponds to whatever side we're on. So let's see if this is our, what is this, right boundary? Let's see if we can get knocked out of our right boundary. I think we might be prevented. Oh no. Okay. If our X, maybe X plus our width, because we want the right side of us. If the right side of us is set to be equal to that, then we're setting our X position to be equal to this minus our self.width. So let's see if that stops us from being knocked over here. Nice. So see how we get knocked up until that point of transition and then we stop, so that's good. Let's do our bottom boundary. What is going on? Okay. Okay, bottom boundary is going to be if our self.y is greater than or equal to a screen height limit plus our bottom buffer. Gosh. I need to sit up. I need to sit up. Here we go. Then we're going to set our self y to be equal to the bottom of the screen there. Okay, so now if we get knocked off to the bottom, we should get clamped and not get bullied off screen. Oh gosh, stop bullying me. And it didn't work because we need to set our y not equal to that. We want to check if the bottom of us, if the bottom of us, so a self.y plus our self.height is greater than that value, and then we'd want to set our position to be the bottom of the screen minus our height so that we can actually see us. So let's get here. Mother flipper. Okay. Cool. We got knocked and locked, boys. So let's do our left boundary. And our left boundary is going to check our x position. We're going to see if our x position is smaller than or equal to this negative side edge buffer player. That doesn't make any sense. And then we'll set our x equal to the negative side edge buffer player. So let's see if we've got our left collides locking us. It looks like it. So now we at least can't get knocked out of bounds, and let's see if the geckos can. It looks like they get stuck too, but what that means is they don't ever actually transition off screen because they just walk into the screen. So we've got to make sure they can do that. If they're not corrupted, they can walk off screen. We don't want them to be knocked off screen, but if they're uncorrupted, they can go ahead and walk off screen. So I think, and we do have a corrupted here. So I think what we want to do is we can wrap all of these boundary limits inside a... See, and then that's difficult too, because we want to be locked to these boundaries. We want to be locked to these boundaries when we're uncorrupted, our player not corrupted, but when our gecko's not corrupted, we want them to not be locked by that. We want to be able to walk off. So it's like we need a way to kind of trigger that different logic. I just gave you heathens 500 gold. For gambling. To fuel your addiction. You have to use it on gambling. I don't know exactly what to try here. I think maybe we do... we could ask if it's of type entity or enemy, type enemy, and then do... we can render corrupted enemies off screen. Let me make sure our transitions are still working. Yeah, they are. Okay, so I think what we want to do... I think we want to give ourselves an entity field called enemy. we're gonna set it equal to false. Well, we're actually gonna set it equal to whatever we define it to be, or default to false. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure all of our gecko instantiations get type enemy. So we're gonna say enemy gets true, and then we want to only limit our entities X and Y boundaries if we are not corrupted and type enemy, because we want to be able to be locked on even though we're not corrupted. So I think we've got to give special stuff like this. I think we want to say this and self dot entity. Actually, this is the entity, so self dot corrupted. So we would say and not self corrupted. Yo, let's see. Hey, attaboy, attaboy. There you go. See, isn't gambling good? Yeah, oh, dude, you won 1,000 from that. That's good. That's pretty damn good. Now take what you've learned here and apply it in the real world. You'll accomplish wonders. Okay, so we only want to limit these to the sides if, I guess, if we would default to blocking us unless our enemy is a type enemy and that enemy is not corrupted. So if we would say we would limit in here, we can say if our self dot, I guess if we're not, oh gosh, how do we do this? We'd want to do, yeah, exactly. Yeah, quit while you can. Quit while you're ahead. Have you ever seen the movie Mississippi Grind? That's a good movie. It's about gambling and stuff. It's good. Yeah, we want to limit this in every case except for if the player is, or the entity is of type enemy and it is also not corrupted. So I think we would say if our entity is corrupted, well, we can't really do this. Well, so the thing is, you send me your routing number and your micro number, chuck in your social security just in case I hit any hiccups, and then I'll make sure it gets personally deposited into your bank account. That's a guarantee. Yeah. First pet, favorite teacher. And then just send that out to me. You can just dump it in chat, and then I'll make sure you get the money. Yeah, I'm a little stumped here. We wanna apply this stuff only if, and it's messed up because our player is not corrupted, but he is not an enemy. Because we didn't define him as an enemy, so he gets defaulted to false. So I think if we say if self dot enemy, we want to make sure, hey, we're not an enemy. Oh shit. The trick here is the if not self enemy, and it has to be both of these things. It has to be not an enemy, and it has to be... No, this isn't right. Fuck. Okay, so look, we're gonna say if we are an enemy and we are not corrupted, then we don't want to do anything. We don't want to flush. But then otherwise we want to go limit. We want to limit our boundaries. So let's try this. I don't know if that'll work. And I don't like doing empty lines like that. But let's see. So look, okay, so we can do a transition. If we get knocked, let's see if we get knocked. Okay, so we're still being clamped. So let's see if we can knock them out. I can't knock a single one out. Okay, well, they were able to walk off. And they're getting stuck here. So I think that's worth it. Now we still need to give them... See how he was like at the very bottom? He was almost done. And then he decided to walk his ass all the way across the map to get off. So we need to still give them the AI to... There we go. Hey, that's about to be how much gold you win from the freaking slots. Whew. I'm exhausted, to be honest. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. See, I don't like this empty if block. Like, we want to say, if not enemy and corrupted. See, that's not right either. So I don't know how to do this. Yo, let's win big, let's win big, let's... Oh. Why'd you go and do that? There's dude, there's and we should try this. We should try the there's a basketball. Basketball. Yo, check this out. So if you do join, you can join a team. I've never done this, actually. I just knew there was a basketball thing. I don't know how it works. There's a couple of different variables you can add to make it enter the angle. I don't know if you made it. Let me see if we can quit this. I don't know how to reset it. Let me look. Reset basketball. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I think you just barely missed the cutoff. Well, let's see. So you got to do the angle and the power. So if we want, like, let's say 25 degrees and 100 power. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I see the basket now. So we want an angle of 0 and 180 to just blast us. So yeah, I imagine with more people it's probably funner. I don't know how to take this off. Or I don't know how to end the game early. So that we can try it again. I don't know. Is there a forfeit? I know we've tried a battle royale before. That was fun. But it's funner when there's more people. Let's do 35 and 100. Holy shit, I just got freaking blasted. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I wonder who's gonna win. I'm just sitting here playing a game on my own game. I don't know how to quit it. I don't know how to quit it. There's still 2 minutes left. I don't know how to quit it. You would think that there'd be a command to quit it. I don't know. I don't know. I think there might be some in the stream avatars settings, but I can't get there while I'm running stream avatars, so I guess I could just quit it. Mini games. Here. So look, this is what it looks like here. So look, basketball. Wow, there's no... it doesn't give us a list of commands or anything, so... I don't know. But... we can try it again. There we go. Yeah, I guess we could just quit stream avatars. And then I think it'll assign us each a team. See, like, this would be really fun if there was like 12 people in here that are active on stream avatars. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess that's okay. Auto balance. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. So the first number is the angle, the second number is your power. And you got an angle. You could see the angles on the star there, and then the power goes up to 180. So I want like... oh shit. Booyah. Wow. So it's kind of confusing, like, because it goes from where the star is, not from where your player is. So you kind of have to just kind of guess. Oh, dang, that was close. Yeah, from the star, because, like, your character kind of floats over to the star, and then whatever angle you put in relation to the star, that's where it'll spit you. So for this one, like 120, 70 might get us over there. But then I think, oh god, that's too much power. I think if you were to pay attention when someone used their command and saw what they did, you can kind of modify their angle and power just a bit in order to kind of try to get it. Hey, who just followed? Hey, thanks for the follow, Con. We are playing some, we're playing some basketball right now. We're a little distracted today. But we're going for it. I did the same exact move. But welcome to the channel, Con. I've got, I normally program video games. We're playing video games on our video game stream right now. But, Yeah. Just one of those Fridays, I guess, you know? Dang it! I swear, that's the same one I've done 3 times. Dude, oh, that was sweet. That was sweet. You banked it in there. That was good. Yeah, if AKA Bob, if you want to play, we can reset it. We can reset it and I can just have you and K-Chan play. It's tough. I've never tried that one before. Oh, this one's gonna be easy. Oh, you gotta go into the bottom. So like if you look at the angle on the stars there, you'll see like the degree of angle that you're going to be launched at. So if I say 45 is the first number and then 180, that's max power at that 45 degree angle. So I'll float up there, go to 45 degree, and then bounce off there. So you just have to try to... This one's a tough one because you have to come in from the top. You have to make a basket. You have to land inside of it. So this one is really tough. So you kind of have to like... Yeah, that was a good try, K-Tronics. Oh shit. Yeah, I think we need... Shit. Yeah, that's tough. Oh god. That's tough. That one's a tough one. But there's a couple other mini games that I haven't tried yet too, so maybe we can try some of those sometime. I know there's a duel. I don't know what duel is. But we'll see. There's 20 more seconds in this one, so we'll try. Shit, man. It's tough. This is one of the toughest ones ever. It's right freaking below it. Okay, well, there is a duel also. I don't know if we gotta like duel. Maybe not. There's also like a cooldown on the games sometimes, so that people can't just spam the games. So maybe that's what's happening. Uh-oh, we got a battle royale going. Okay, so we've got our entities working where we can't knock them out. They can't knock us out of bounds anymore. So that's good, but we do still need to reset their position, because see how he just walks right through me? We need to reset their position so they can't do that. And then, oh, we took out Moltres. I got the health pack. I'm chasing down K-Chan. Alright. Man, they just go at it. Ooh. Rough luck, dude. Rough luck. House always wins, I guess. my little dance he does. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Try to win something. Okay, so we need to go to where our entity collision detection is and go reset our positions so that we can't have our geckos just walk through us like this. So we're gonna go into our collision detection, which I think is in our map. And we've got, yep, right here. So we don't like, and you know what? We're doing so many things over and over and over. You know, we're becoming hit every time. We're giving a damage flash true every time, so we can go ahead and take these out. Well, no, we can't do it because we need to check the collision, so there is a way we can kind of factor that into being smarter, but for right now, we're going to add... we've got access to our entity, so I think what we want to do is, instead of this variable being this long, we want to go inside our loop here, and we want to say that our local entity is going to get equal to this whole nasty name. So now, instead of this whole nasty name here, we can replace this with entity, and it just looks a lot cleaner, right? So we can highlight what's ever in our parentheses, change to entity. I love that about NeoVim, that you could do commands like this, change the parentheses into entity, change what's inside the parentheses into entity. Cool. Let's make sure that didn't break anything. Cool. So we want to reset the entity's position to be equal to right before we collide. So I think... See, and then this is the issue here. We're checking if... we're doing this... we're only doing this knockback if our player isn't damage flashing, but we want to limit our entity's X position whether or not it's damage flashing, because we don't want them to be walking through us. So what we can do to just try to prove the point is say, hey, our entity's X, if we top collide, it's actually our entity's Y position. And this is our player, top collides with an entity. We want our entity's Y to be equal to the top of our player. So we would say scene view dot Y minus an entity's height. Okay, that is for a top collision. Now for a right collision, we want to set our entity to the right side of our player. So we are going to be saying entity X is going to be set equal to our scene view dot player dot X plus our scene view player's width. Okay, if we left collide with an entity, we want our entity's position to be set to the left side of our player. So we're going to say that our entity's X is going to set equal to our player's X minus a player width. And then for our bottom collision, if our player bottom collides with an entity, we want to set our entity's Y to be equal to the bottom of our player. So we're going to say that our entity's Y gets set equal to a scene view dot player dot Y plus that player's height, because we want it to be the bottom of that player. And what's up, Genie? You just missed out on a battle royale. We could try it again. I think there's a cooldown for a battle royale. Uh-oh. We're doing it. We're doing it. So we are resetting the positions for the entities upon a collision, but that only helps us out so much Because look what happens here. They still walk through us. Well. Oh. Oh, this is brutal. Where's that med pack? Oh, give me that med pack. Oh, Genie got the med pack. Ooh. Man, yeah, K-Tron not having too much luck on these. Oh, 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 if she gets the med pack, oh, she just took, oh. This is rigged. This is rigged. Who did this? Here, I'll give you guys some compensation for your troubles. That is rigged, dude. Okay, so map 62 crashed us there. I keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep chatting E and... Oh, you guys check out the... I got the new emote working. Check that out. What do you guys think? I think it is a subscriber emote, but luckily you guys are all subscribers. So you guys can use them. It got approved today in like 2 hours or so. So it was pretty fast. Yo, there you go. There you go. I love it. That looks great. There's another one in the approval process. I don't think it's approved just yet because I don't see it, but maybe it'll be approved in the next day or so. So what we want to do is we want to limit these positions if we collide with the entity, period, not if we're damage flashing. So we want to do like an extra check, or what we can do is we can first check for the collision, and if there's the collision, we set our that. And then if we're not scene view player damage flash, then we can do this other stuff. So we can say whether like we collide with the object, period, reset its X position so that our geckos can't be walking through our player. We want them to just walk up against us instead of walking through us. And then if we're not damage flashing, then go ahead and give us damage and make us become hit. But for the most part, we default to just moving our position. So we'll do that here as well, and we'll say if, or actually, yeah, we want to do this, and then this part is if not scene view player. If we're not damage flashing, then go ahead and do all this fun stuff. Yeah, okay. Cool, so yeah, this is... I think this makes sense. We'll see if they can walk through us after this or not. Let's try it. Yo, nice. All those... I love all the animated emotes. They look awesome. Where did we crash? Unexpected symbol on map 63, right here. If not self... Oh, if not scene view. Oops. If not scene view. How did how did we mess this up on every single one? We didn't do the very last one, but okay, let's see. So if they bully us into the side, they shouldn't be able to walk like inside of us. They should just walk up into us. Yes. Oh no. 62. We goofed on 62. Entity Y gets dot player Y. How did we mess that up? Okay. Let's try it. This is looking pretty promising. And that was a byproduct. We were able to kind of push them. So look, yep. Oh lordy. So there's a conflict there because the gecko's not allowed to go outside, but since we are changing its position after we check for that collision, it's actually updating the gecko's position to be outside of that walkable boundary box. But we're able to kind of push our way through. We can kind of damage boost with this method, which shouldn't be possible. Because see how, yeah, because that logic we just added makes it possible to kind of damage boost and push through them. So maybe we want to check that our input list is 0 before we do that, so that we can't do this. So I think what we want to do is only limit this if our input list, and we could say if the number of our input list is equal to 0, then go ahead and limit our entity's Y position. So we want this for these other ones. We can say this. Because we don't want them to be able to damage boost and push them like that. So let's see. Come on. Why do you not like this? We must have accidentally deleted an end or something. What's going on? Is our input list not global? It should be. It is global. So why are we crashing? Maybe we can say, well, are we crashing on 62? No. End of file expected near end on 132, and that's right at the end here. Whoa, what's happening? Is there one too many? Oh gosh. I can't tell. Oh, we got rid of something here. This is wrong. How did we do that? Okay, let's see. So Jimmy is my gecko. And he just made it into the game because I was thinking of characters to put in the game, and I thought of Jimmy, so he's in the game. So we're still able to... Yeah, he's a crested gecko. It's actually a she. Jimmy is a she. But yeah. She's named after the Academy Award-winning cinematographer for Free Solo, Jimmy Chin, because Jimmy's got a white chin. She's actually awake right now, but yeah. I would take her out, but she's like the most scaredy gecko there ever was, so this isn't working. Like, our input list is 1 here, and we should only be updating the entity's position. Oh my god, we're doing it here. Never mind, let's try it. Yeah, you know, I'm thinking about it. The hard thing is the... Oh lordy, what just happened to that thing? This is jacked. Yeah, you know, maybe if there's a... Yeah, if I can get like a wireless one kind of set up, because it's kind of, I mean, I guess it's like 12 feet away from my computer. I don't like this. This is not the way to do it. Well, hold on a sec, because we had this wrong. Okay, let's try that. Wireless RSTP cam. I'll look into it. See, okay, when we take off that collision for an input detection 1, it just gives bad behavior, because we should get knocked back instantly from that. Oh god. This is jacked. And then the other thing is, so Jimmy likes to hide and sleep, and she's like... I mean, I guess right now she's kind of up and about, but I don't know where she's gonna be, so I've got to like... I don't know. I guess, yeah, I guess I can. I mean, I don't have the budget right now for a wireless camera setup, but when I have my job back, I can look into that. Yeah, I don't like this. It's so jacked. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is keep the damage boost on, but we can comment it out if we really don't like it. It's a harder problem than I thought to solve. Yeah, I'm fired as of my birthday this year. Short-term fired. It looks like they're giving us little kisses, and we get to, every time, like with the red flash is a blush, and then they just keep kissing us. And we just keep blushing. Isn't that cute? Okay, I mean, I think the damage boost makes a little bit of sense. I'm just convincing myself. This is pretty cool, though. This is starting to feel more like a game. I'm going to be talking to my sound designer friend tomorrow, and he might be potentially interested in making some sound effects for the game. We need to add player collision detection for non-corrupted entities. Gosh. It's tough because we want to... Yeah, I don't know. The damage boost kind of makes sense, but the collision is jacked with it. It's partly because of the AI. See, like that. Like, he just straight up disappeared. Like that. What the heck happened there? What is happening there? Oh, I think it's detecting... Okay, okay. I think we might need to shift... We might need to shift our hitboxes for our player. Oh yeah, because look, we're detecting a left collision instead of an up collision. So I think... Yeah, this is really tough. We need to reshape our hitboxes to kind of... if we shrink our hitboxes... Here, I'll try to illustrate this. If we've got... Here, let me try. I've got a... Got a little drawing tablet here, I can see. Okay. So I think I know what the problem is, at least for the weird hitbox stuff. So I think right now... Where's our freaking bucket tool? Okay. So if our hitbox right now is... Imagine this is a square. Oh lordy. So right now our hitbox is actually more so like this bottom bit, because we're only checking for the top-down perspective, right? So like when we walk in front of a tree, we're allowed to walk and overlap about that much over the tree. But we've got this side collision function, right? So we've got these functions that are doing here. We got these functions that are doing some collision detection for the left side, right? And for the right side. Why didn't I use this one first? Bottom side and top side. And it's top side of our bounding box. So what's happening is we walk up into the geckos and they move to the left of us. That means they're detecting a left collision before an up collision. So this is really tricky because our game doesn't have any info about what direction the gecko kind of came from and it's like all it knows is if it's colliding and then what type of collision is first. So like if a gecko happens to be right here, let's say a gecko's right here, which collision does it return? Does it return the top collision or the side collision? Well, it depends on when we defined it. What order we defined. Check for top collision, check for left collision. So it's down to the order of operations at that point. So if something like this happens, we need to know how to reconcile this correctly, because which one was it? Did it come from the top, so we need to move it back up here, or did it come from the right, so we need to move it back over here? That's the problem that's happening right now. So I think the answer is we can shift. So I think the answer is we can shift, if we shift this into a filled rectangle, and we go, and you know what? We need to just go redo that shit. Okay. So we give ourselves a new hitbox. And here is our actual kind of collision. Oh god. Okay, so if that's our normal collision, then our actual hitboxes for the hitbox detection, we need to shrink our both our left side and our right side, or both our side collision and our top collisions. So like if this became our left collision instead of all the way up, you know, and then this is top collision and this is bottom collision, then check this out. If we've gotten a new entity coming in, and it's that same mistake, right? It's that same mistake where it's like it's up here. This would have hit both collisions before, but if we shrink this, we know it's only a top collision, so go ahead, move him back up. Or if it's over just a bit more, then that's a left collision. So before, our collisions was like it was both. This red was going all the way through. So this was a top collision and a left collision. We were doing this, so it didn't know which one to do. So I think if we redraw our collision boxes to be more like this, you know, a little, it'll make it. And this is perfectly fine too if we shrink it like this, because in a lot of the sense, all of our sprites are squares, but not all of our sprite art is perfectly square. So if we're checking for collisions here, if we were comparing literally two squares, then we should have a collision detection return true if these two squares are overlapping right here. But at least for our player and entity, that isn't the case. So if we shift our hitboxes to look something a little more like this, then I think it'll prevent this issue we're seeing. So let's go take a look at that issue again and try to see if we can see what's happening, because it looks like see look we're at the bottom of the gecko, and we walk up and he moves left. He should just scoot up. Like he should knock us back. He shouldn't even get knocked back. He should just move our position. And you know what? There's got to be a better way to do this too. Like we don't want to move his position just to be whatever he just oh god, it's so bad. Yeah, that's so jacked. It's like we just want to move. I wonder if we can just reverse his last step. So instead of saying, hey, move your entity to the left of our player, what if we say our entity's X position gets our entity's X position gets to be what is happening in entity X position. So like it's the position it was when it collided, but we want to basically add the opposite of whatever its dy was. So if its dy was positive, we want to go negative. If it was negative, we want to go positive. So what we can do is how would we do that? If we want to do, and we don't, if we top collide, we want to change our y position. So this is partly why it was so jacked up, because we were modifying our x position off a top collision. It should be our player's y. So I'm kind of curious if like player x, player y, and player y. So if we go switch this back to player y, and if we top collide as a player with an entity, our entity's position is going to become the top of us. So it's going to be our player y minus a player dot height here. That might fix us, because that would stop shifting our x position at least. We can still damage boost push them, I don't like the way it looks though. It does look a lot better than it was, because see how bad that looks when we push him like that? And I think we might be screwing this up because it's not a player.height, it's actually whatever the hitbox size is. Because the hitbox size is like 8 pixels too short, so I think it's like, let's see if we add 8 here, if that looks a bit better, because it should be smooth. Yeah, it should be smooth like that. Oh god. This is really messy, but it is looking better. See, like, why is that happening? And there's really isn't going to be this many geckos on stage at once, I feel like. Oh gosh, we're still getting weird ass issues. I mean, ideally people aren't going to be walking and pushing geckos like this. But yeah, I think we really need to just shrink our hitboxes for our player here. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll get that working much better because it's really jacked up right now. But we do have it where they can't knock us out of bounds anymore, and we can't knock them out of bounds anymore. So that's a step up, and they give us little smooches. So in our notes here, we're gonna say we did do this. Oh, we didn't do that. We did this. We did this. This is what we need to do: shrink hitboxes. So I think what we'll do is we'll call this redesign hitboxes for player to entity collision. That'll be next episode. We did this. And then we still have to have our cleansed gecko pick the nearest edge to walk to upon being cleansed. Clamp entity knockback just before they deinstantiate. Okay, yeah, we did that. Okay, cool. So we'll call that a night. We've at least got a couple features done, you know. We've got a couple more bugs to fix, but that is a good start. If we take a look at our git diff, we clamped our entity knockback. We limited the geckos from being knocked out of bounds. That's the same thing. Limited our player from being knocked out of bounds. Reset our gecko's position after collision. And then next episode, we're going to be redesigning our hitbox for our player to entity collision. What do you mean guitars in the background? I got some guitars up here, but you can't see them. Okay, we gave ourselves a new .enemy field so that we can give specific behavior to the enemy entities versus our player. And then, yeah, so in my old setup, I used to have my guitars in the screen, but now I've got the green screen set up. So I've got where is it here? Filters. Booyah. So this is the new setup. And my piano's actually right here. I've got to cover it up with the green sheet so that you guys can't see it. But if I forget that off, it shows. So yeah. So yeah, we're good. I mean, as far as Fridays go, this is a good Friday. You know, most of the time Fridays people aren't tuning in because they've got stuff they're doing with their friends or whatever. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. Let's see. I don't think anyone we know is streaming right now. You know what? We can do Bo Problem. He's a streamer, a indie game dev streamer, just like me. He's got the same amount of followers too. I mean, within reason. So we're gonna go raid him, and you can just pop in, say hi, or leave, or whatever. But I hope you guys have a good night and a good rest of the weekend. I'll be back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.